So, this meeting, we're sharing something that is intimate, totally intimate to us all. It's beyond intimate. It's closer than close. It's our own intimate being. It's totally unknowable. It's totally unknowable. You cannot know this at all. No chance. It's totally unfindable. You can't find it. You can't get it. It's totally here. There's everything. It's always intuitively, intimately known. And it's totally, totally unknowable. It's totally full, totally complete, and utterly inexpressible. You can't capture it in words. And luckily for us, we don't need to, because it's everything that is. So what am I doing? I'm talking about it, aren't I? I'm expressing it in words. Because I'm talking about something that you're already fully and totally experiencing. There can be a resonance. It's not that my description is particularly good or bad, but there's a flavor there that can be communicated. What we're sharing goes by many, many names. It is pure power. Pure power. It's divine grace. It's the presence that is infused in your heart and in everything. It is utterly, utterly immediate, ever present. It moves with all forms. It flows and moves with all forms. And in essence, unchanged. Doesn't change. There's nothing you don't already know. Nobody can understand this. Nobody can get this. It's not more the domain of one person or one, in quotes, teacher. Certainly not. It's the being that pervades everything. And it's also not that, because that's just a concept. If it wasn't fully here now totally. If it wasn't fully here now totally, if it was something that's lacking now and you have to get in the future, that's not it. If it's infinite, the end all, the be all, the alpha and the omega, it's here, totally, fully now, unobstructed. When it's obstructed, we call that ignorance. It means you don't see what's right in front of you, we call that ignorance. What we're saying is there's no ignorance. There's never any ignorance. This cannot be obstructed. It cannot be obscured because it's everything, it's total. So lots of lofty words I'm using because this is indeed a precious, lofty thing. But don't think these lofty words are describing anything other than your current reality. Your, in quotes again, ordinary reality. We can call this the self. We can call it no self. It's the same thing. We can say, in essence, this is nothing, no thing, it's formless. When we say it's nothing, we mean it's formless. We can say it's everything. It is all forms. I kind of like the word spirit, because spirit is a vague word. It implies something formless, but something that's here. At least that's what the word signifies to me. And it implies something magical and divine. But inevitably, if I ever use the word spirit on social media, I get blasted by all these different groups of people. Some people tell me I should use the word Brahman. Some people say there's no spirit, but it's just religious nonsense. But what I'm just a word to talk about everything is our total experience, our simple experience, the divinity here now, the wonder here now, irrespective of what appears to be happening. Similarly, there are many, many ways to this. Just as we can talk about this in many ways, or not at all. We don't have to talk about this at all. There are many ways to this. And just as this is no thing, or everything, or both, we can say there are many ways to this, and we can say there are no ways to this. So often I talk about the many ways to do this. The different paths, the path of love, path of knowledge, path of meditation, path of action, the 4 yogas. Jnana, Karma, Raja, and Bhakti Yoga. All of which end in silence, Mana. Silence means fullness. It means lack of separation, fullness, which is all there is right now. So while I often talk about many ways to this, I'm going to tell you now there are no ways to this. There appear to be lots of ways. There is just that unknowable, unspeakable, everything. Doesn't make sense. The mind can't get its head around it. That's okay. Mind doesn't have to. Mind, meaning thought, just appears and then disappears. And appears and disappears. And appears and disappears. The beingness always is. Always is. So I'll open up to questions in a bit. What we're talking about is the source of all scriptures. And when you're in contact with that source, you don't necessarily need the scripture. You don't need them. It's the source of all teachings. All teachings come from it and then disappear into it again. All creeds, all cultures, all concepts emerge from the great presence and then go back to it again. Every moment, forms appear, stay around for a while, and then disappear.